How's your trash bag get? It's like a poorly paid ghost. Hey, you look like an off-brand plant. How did you beat? Off-brand. No, it's in you in. I'm so happy to be here. At least you tried it. Yeah, Dr. Caldwell looks more like it than $10.
Why are you putting on a poncho over a jacket?
Yeah, nerds. Nerds. Excuse me, I'm 6'2".
of the national anthem by Jessica Vance.
So proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming.
Well, thank you, Jessica. That was beautiful. Would everyone please be seated? To those receiving degrees today, to their families and friends, to the faculty, staff, and students, on behalf of the university, I welcome you to the Spring 2016 Commencement Exercises in its 145th year of the university. Ms. Thanushri Shankar, female member at large for the class of 2016, will now offer the opening reflections.
Good morning, esteemed guests, friends, family, and the class of 2016. As I look out into this audience, I see future doctors, lawyers, teachers, professionals, activists, and of course, Hokies. For many of us, college is the place where we discovered who we would become for the rest of our lives. College is the place that convinced us that we were worthy of any career that we dreamed of. And for us specifically, Virginia Tech is the place where we found community, service, and memories that we will cherish for a lifetime. I'd like to compare the class of 2016 to something that we are all familiar with, the Hokie Stone that adorns our buildings here at Tech. Like Hokie Stone, no two graduates are the same. Each piece of Hokie Stone is unique, but when together, the numerous pieces create an extraordinary Hogwarts-like feel to our university. Hokie Stone is stronger when together, and its true beauty is expressed when it's complemented by other pieces, many of which are different from themselves. Once a building is made with Hokie Stone, it stands proud for a lifetime. The class of 2016 is made up of 4,749 students, each bringing a different experience to Virginia Tech. We will leave an indelible impression on the university forever. We find value in our individuality, but recognize that being a part of something bigger than ourselves is what it means to be a Hokie. When we go out into the world as alumni of our beloved Virginia Tech, the world will be able to identify us. They will be able to identify us by our adoration of our school, our commitment to ut prosum, that I may serve, and our incomparable kindness towards others. Hokie Stone is enduring and everlasting, just as our alumni bond to this university and its community will be. No matter where we are and what we're doing, we will forever be a part of Virginia Tech, and Virginia Tech will forever be a part of us. We will have a lifelong tie to this amazing place, and that, my friends, is the beauty of being a Hokie. Congratulations, Virginia Tech class of 2016, and good luck to you as you begin the next chapter of your life. Go Hokies!
Thanks, Thanushri. We are pleased to have with us today representatives from Virginia Tech's Board of Visitors. Board members are appointed by the governor, and Virginia Tech has been fortunate to have a record of appointees who bring to this voluntary service a deep and genuine commitment to this university. I would like to ask them to stand as I call their names. Rector of the Board, Ms. Deborah Petrine. Vice Rector, Mr. Jim Chapman. Mr. Wayne Robinson. Mr. William Fairchild. Dr. J. Thomas Ryan. Mr. Dennis Tracy. Mr. Horacio Valeras. We are also pleased to welcome Ms. Dr. Rami Dalul, faculty representative to the board, Ms. Morgan Sykes, our undergraduate student representative, and Mr. Mohammed Sayem, our graduate student representative. Ladies and gentlemen, please recognize with your applause these representatives of the university's governing board who are with us today. Now I would like to recognize others who have made this special day possible. Would the parents of all the graduates please stand and be recognized? I would be remiss if I did not also recognize the grandparents of graduates who are with us today. Would they please stand? And finally, would all the uncles and aunts, brothers and sisters, and other family members of the graduates here today please stand? You may be seated. And thank you. And now Mr. Charles Flagger, Vice President for Advancement, will introduce the President of the Alumni Association Board of Directors.
Dr. Carol Pratt is well known for her service to the Commonwealth, her community, and Virginia Tech. She is a proud member of the Class of '72 with a degree in biological sciences. Throughout her 32-year career practicing dentistry in Southwest Virginia, she has spent a great deal of her time engaged in community and professional leadership roles. These include several terms as Chair of Virginia's Board of Health and Vice Chair of the Virginia Department of Medical Assistance Services. She currently serves the Commonwealth, appointed by the Governor as Special Policy Advisor to the Commissioner of the Virginia Department of Health. Always close to her alma mater and embodying the spirit of Ut Prosim, Carol has also served Virginia Tech with distinction. In addition to her voluntary roles with the Women in Leadership and Philanthropy Council, the College of Science Deans Roundtable, the Biology Advisory Board, and the Virginia Tech Foundation Board of Directors, we are honored and very fortunate that she serves as the President of the Virginia Tech Alumni Board of Directors. Carol, thank you for joining us here today to celebrate with our graduates.
Thank you, Dr. Flieger. President Sands and all the other members of the Hokie family, I am honored to represent the Alumni Association, which is over 250,000 strong in every state in this nation and over 150 countries around the world. Those of you who joined me on the drive-in this morning on Route 460 believe that most of those 250,000 people are here with us today. We share your pride. We feel that we are family with you. I grew up in the country, and everybody had a house that many generations had lived in and handed down, and we call that the home place. If you look around yourself today, as you go to this activity and others on campus, this is your home place. We hope you'll return often. We hope you'll come back for the big event, for the Relay for Life. Come back and support your student organizations that would love to have your input as an alumnus. The Alumni Association is a value-added proposition for a Virginia Tech graduate. It's a lot like, and I hope some of you have shared this experience with me, going to the Waffle House in the middle of the night. Don't say you haven't, because it's one of the few places that's open all night long. And when you order your food, grits comes with your food, whether you want grits or not. And there are probably people in the audience that have no idea what grits is or are. But the Alumni Association is a lot like that. It's a value that's added to the degree that you earn from Virginia Tech. It comes at no charge. Whether you like grits or not, that's another story, but you get my point. Though, as adults, we want answers, we will sometimes settle for poetry, says poet Kathleen Norris. Today, the poet Mary Oliver would describe this as announcing your place in the family of things. Graduation is such an announcement. Your time here has been the first time you've lived apart from your family. You've opened your mind to new ideas. You've made friendships that will follow you for the rest of your lives. You have learned Latin. Let me hear every one of you say Ut Prosim. Parents, you didn't know you were getting a classic education out of every one of these students when you sent them here. You have fallen in love and out, and maybe in love again. You've done things that were uniquely Virginia Tech. The ring dance tradition, the Corps of Cadets, our agricultural heritage, the drill field that's the coldest place on the planet in the winter. You've engaged in undergraduate research, the arts, and you welcomed a new president during your tenure. Now you have your chance to make a difference, and we need you to do just that. The world offers itself to your imagination now. Tell me, what is it you plan to do with your one wild and precious life? Whatever your path may be, and wherever your journey may lead, may your life be crowned with unexpected joys. May your trails be crooked, winding, lonesome, dangerous, leading to the most amazing view. May your mountains rise into and above the clouds. And in the words of Albert Schweitzer, I don't know what your destiny will be, but one thing I do know, the only ones among you who will be really happy are those who have sought and found how to serve. Congratulations and utpressum.
Thank you, Dr. Pratt. Now I'm pleased to introduce Mr. Luke Carroll, President of the Class of 2016.
Thank you, President Sands. Hello, distinguished guests, faculty, staff, families, friends, and my fellow graduates. I would like to take a moment to also welcome and thank my mom and dad, my sister Allison, Kat, Joey, and my extended family in the audience today. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for shaping me into the man I am. Without you, I know I wouldn't be where I am today. I love you all. As I was preparing to write my speech for today's ceremonies, I had an astounding thought. What if, after all the time and effort I put forth writing and practicing my speech, it turned out to be terrible? What if I said something so absurd that you, the audience, could do nothing but stare and hope that better words would eventually escape my mouth? These fears drove me for a time, and I put off writing my speech and put it off and put it off and put it off until finally I was running out of time. I was up against a deadline, and I needed to have the speech done. There was no way around, over, or under the dilemma I had placed myself in. Then something occurred to me. Here I was squandering an amazing opportunity graciously given to me to speak at my very own university commencement, and I was too scared to even write the speech. There's a story about a man who was fired from the newspaper he worked at due to his lack of imagination and lack of good ideas. The man proceeded to start a number of businesses that didn't last too long and ended up in bankruptcy and failure. Despite his setbacks, he kept plugging along and eventually opened up a small animation studio. That small animation studio has since led to the creation of what is now today Walt Disney Studios. I include that story because too many times in life, we let the fear of failure drive us and push us from our goals, hopes, and dreams. And sometimes we do end up failing, but screw it. Walt Disney did not set out to create a company worth an estimated $74.9 billion. He set out to do what he loved and would not stop until he succeeded. We did not come to this institution to receive our degrees and sit on the sidelines while others wrote the history books that we are meant to fill with our accomplishments. We arrived at Virginia Tech 4 years ago with our feet on the ground and heads in the clouds, dreaming of the possibilities that awaited us. We cannot be afraid to fail. Rather, we should learn to embrace it as a part of life. If you do not have the courage to stand up and try, that is when true failure presents itself. I know in life that I may fail at something 100 times, like I may be doing with this speech right now. However, that one time when you truly succeed is worth all of the failure. And so here I am, not completely afraid to fail, speaking to you in this amazing stadium that has provided us with endless memories and experiences I will treasure for the rest of my life. My hope is that we all leave here today ready to embrace failure, because who knows where the road ahead will take us. But I know if we keep our heads up and eyes forward, no matter the obstacles, we will succeed. Go Hokies, and congratulations, graduates of the class of 2016.
Thank you, Luke. Now we invite everyone to stand and join Ms. Jessica Vance in singing our alma mater. You'll find the words on the inside back cover of your program.
Sing praise to alma mater dear, for VP I will ever cheer. Come lift your voices, swell the song, our loyalties to her belong. So stand and sing all hail to thee, Beatty, all hail to thee. The orange and maroon you see, that's fighting on to victory. Our strife will not be long this day, for our glory lies within this fray. So stand and sing all hail to thee, Beatty, all hail to thee. All loyal sons and daughters one, we raise our banner to the sun. Our motto brings our spirit true, that we may ever serve for you. So stand and sing all hail to thee, Beatty, all hail to thee.
Thank you, Jessica. You may be seated. While it may be unconventional to have two commencement speakers, today it is not only appropriate, it is essential that these two individuals stand before you together. Their story is a story of teamwork, collaboration, and community. Dr. Mark Edwards is the Charles P. Lunsford Professor of Civil Engineering at Virginia Tech. Dr. Mona Hanna-Atisha is the director of the Pediatric Residency Program at Hurley Medical Center in Flint, Michigan. Together, along with their teams and a group of residents who became citizen scientists, they saved a community. On August 4, 2015, an environmental injustice was occurring in Flint, Michigan. For 16 months, residents of the second poorest city in the United States were paying the highest water bills in the nation and were unprotected by federal lead corrosion control laws. The mother of one child with elevated lead levels sampled in her tap water with Virginia Tech and found hazardous waste levels of lead. An employee with the Environmental Protection Agency cited those results in a warning that the entire city was in danger, but incredibly, Flint residents were told their water was safe to drink and no further help was in sight. At that point, a team of 24 people at Virginia Tech decided to go all in for Flint. They provided the funding, analytical, and technical support needed to test the water. They launched a web page to share scientific results, disseminate sound science, and release documents they obtained through the Freedom of Information Act. They helped expose a man-made disaster and a possible environmental crime that harmed children and damaged the city's vital infrastructure. Thanks to this team, the world learned what was happening, and now work is underway to fix the pipes, treat the victims, and learn from this tragedy so it never happens again. Their work may well have inspired some of you to leave Virginia Tech today with a new dedication to our motto, ut prosum, that I may serve. Would you please get on your feet again? Because there is only one way to welcome a team like this into Lane Stadium. Let's cheer for careers that are dedicated to helping others and a Flintwater team. Let's go! Let's go! Let's go!
Wow. That was amazing. Mona, you know, in a million years, did you ever think you'd be running out in the Lane Stadium with 30,000 dancing Hokies?
That was absolutely incredible. But I thought the official Virginia Tech dance was the Hokey Pokey. No?
For some that can master those more complicated moves, yes, but for me, it's Enter Sandman. So.
You know, when I saw all of you standing up, jumping up and down, I thought that if only one person had stood up and jumped up and down, how lonely and uncomfortable and strange that would look. But when everyone stood up, when everyone jumped up, you were a force, a movement that couldn't be stopped. To really live up to your incredible motto of service, there will be times in your life when you will have to stand up. And sometimes you may be the first person to stand up, and it will be lonely, and you'll feel powerless and uncomfortable, and you may even be scared, and others may tell you to sit down.
You know, I'm just trying to remember the first Hokie who started the Enter Sandman tradition. And that was either one very, very brave person, or maybe they were just under the influence. But, you know, they started something special, something we all appreciate. And as for the more serious matters in life, where would we be without those brave souls who are willing to go it alone and take a stand? Hokies, today I'm asking you to prepare yourself for the day. Make a commitment to take a stand in service for others. When it is you or no one, when you will go all in for a cause greater than yourself. Everyone, stand up. Take out your cell phones. Oh, your smartphones. I've been authorized to give you your last assignment here at Virginia Tech, and I know it's a tough one. Please take a selfie and send it to hashtag I will serve.
All right, we're going to do this. You guys, everybody else too. All right.
Okay, what we're going to be doing here when you're done is we're going to be rededicating yourself to the principles of altruism. And Mona took care of this for us because I'm kind of technically challenged. And I don't even know what I told you to do with that hashtag thing there. But when you're done with it, sit down.
Mark, one day I'll teach you about selfies and hashtags.
Okay,
Lesson number 2. So my good friend Mark over here, he's been taking a stand for a long time. He's over a decade into standing up for children, for science, for truth. And I have to admit, when I first heard that a team from Virginia Tech was coming to Flint to check out our water, I had doubts. Why would a team from Blacksburg, Virginia, come all the way to Flint, Michigan? We don't have a mellow mushroom, and we don't even have a Waffle House.
True.
That's true. But then I realized it's because you're Hokies, and that's what Hokies do. And then with the help of my longtime friend, Elin, who also happens to be a Hokie, I met Mark. And I watched him. I watched him holding Flint's orange water in his hand, standing alongside the resident heroes of Flint. And he held a press conference on the lawn of our city hall with another grad student, Sid. And that's when he took a stand. And in my singular world of medicine and pediatrics, I never thought that I would meet anyone else who cared as much about children, and more importantly, about the future of our children, as he does. This man, right here, this man is a hero. This man is my hero. He joined with his graduate students. He packed Mrs. Edwards' minivan, and he drove to Flint overnight to prove that our residents were right, that our water was contaminated. He took a stand. He risked it all. He used his own money. He stopped sleeping. And then he became my hero. And then he was stuck answering my 1 million emails.
And texts. Mona taught me how to text. Apparently, I've been standing around so long that technology has just passed me by, but I'm going to catch up. But I want to tell you about the day I saw Dr. Mona take a stand in Flint, Michigan. She peered over a podium at a press conference at Children's Medical Center, and she held up a baby bottle full of leaded water. Now, I guarantee you, she did not feel like the strongest person in the room at that time. And it was scary. But Dr. Mona, she was ready. She stood straight. She looked people in the eye. And she said, today, not on my watch, our children are getting hurt. And that was the beginning of the end to the madness. When all the combined voices of the pastors, the moms, the dads, the activists, the journalists, the reporters, the scientists, the pediatricians, they finally knocked over the house of cards that was claiming everyone could relax because Flint water was safe to drink. And at that moment, our Dr. Mona here stood taller than anyone else on the planet. This woman here is a hero, and at that moment, she became my hero, kindred spirit, and sister, and we've been taking a stand ever since.
Thank you. But you know what? Don't forget that it started with just one person, one Flint resident who's really been lost to history, that first person who stood up. And they were standing up alone, powerless, uncomfortable, scared. And that one person said, "What on earth is going on with my water?" And then they were followed by another brave soul, and another. And some of them got arrested for complaining. But they set into motion a long and cascading run of dominoes. A force was created, a tipping point was reached that ultimately dislodged the truth from within a seemingly immovable object. But it all started with one person who stood up.
Now, our role in the Flint miracle, it was not an accident, and it was not luck. It took years of preparation. No one wakes up in the morning, stretches and yawns and says, today is the day I finally feel ready to take a stand. Because the biggest injustices don't come announced with flashing lights and on a schedule that suits you. They are scarcely noticeable in faint cries of pain, and I can guarantee you they are going to come at the most inconvenient times. And so unless you are ready to act, that moment will pass, unrecognized. Now, everything that you've learned at Virginia Tech has prepared you. All those pesky exams and papers and presentations, and you have this foundation for knowledge and wisdom. And even more important is what you learned outside the classroom, the friends you've made, the friends you've lost, the mentors who helped you in your community service, and even that crazy sense of fellowship that we get jumping up and down to enter Sandman. You know, people from all walks of life who came and fought for Flint, they earned a rare sense of fellowship that is reserved for those achieving a greater good. And I hope that everyone here today can experience that at least once in their life.
In addition to being prepared to stand, you also need to hold tight to your common morality. You never, ever, ever give up on your ideals. No one wakes up in the morning intending to poison children. But unless you hold certain truths and ideals firm, that could be you. People who take a stand can never be changed by the world. And it is those people who take a stand that change the world. They do not blindly go about their work, ignoring cries of pain. They do not simply take orders. They remain alert to the suffering of others and the imperfections of humans and their institutions. They raise their voice for those who cannot speak, and they stand up for those who are powerless. Hold tight to your ideals. The fate of the world depends on you. And when you hold tight and blaze a trail that sometimes has to be yours alone, then you may do great things. That trail, our trail, took us from these mountains to the Great Lakes, and fate brought us together at that critical time, at that critical place. That path made history.
The moral arc of history is indeed very long, and it bends towards justice. But that is not predestiny. It's not. Galileo in astronomy, Martin Luther King, Rosa Parks in civil rights, Susan B. Anthony in suffrage, they all took a stand. They bent the arc of history to justice and truth. And if you sit silent, the arc of history will bend towards darkness.
You know that song says to sleep with one eye open. It says if something's wrong, shut the light. That reminds me of what we must do, to always keep watch. But unlike the song, when something's wrong, don't turn out the light. Do the exact opposite. Light a blazing torch and find the truth. The aftershocks of what occurred in Flint have rippled across the nation, through Chicago and Newark, Philadelphia and Sebring, Ohio, across the Rust Belt and all the way to Los Angeles. People are standing up and they are talking about lead, about water, about infrastructure, about democracy, about poverty, and most importantly, about priorities.
You know, I have seen firsthand that this story speaks strongest to you, the millennials. Last month, you became the largest generation in U.S. history. But we need you to become the greatest generation in U.S. history. Today, a torch of leadership and hope. We're passing that into your hands. And use that to root out unseen inequities and corruption. And through your careers in the humanities, sciences, engineering, medicine, make sure that you become part of the solution and not part of the problem. And I'm saying to you, when you find these problems, take a stand and say, I am sorry, but this is just not right. This is not good enough, not here in America, not now.
The story of what happened in Flint has become a warning, a rallying cry, that at least some things are still not about us versus them, but are about all of us. Amidst the rubble of the man-made disaster in Flint, Flint is a story of hope, with so many people who stood up and who are standing up. Be certain that Flint's tomorrow will be brighter than our yesterday ever was. This is much bigger than us.
You have but one chance, one lifetime, to make a mark working for something bigger than yourself. Now, this collage that we created here today, this is your living proof that you are now part of something special. The Hokie Nation, with its commitment to surface, ut prosum. And from this day forth, let it bear witness to the fact that there are others like you who would have your back, who want to help, who share your commitment. And you are not alone, even though you will feel that way at first. The heroes that you eventually meet, they might not look like you. They might not work in the same profession. They might not vote like you. But someday, they will become like brothers and sisters.
When and not if the time comes, when it is you or no one, when you either have to go all in or stay seated, you will be ready. Do not let the world change you. Prepare yourself to join those brave souls who take a stand and change the world.
Hokies, on your feet one last time as an undergraduate. Please, be the first, be the second, but be part of that critical mass who take a stand. Those whose journeys bend the moral arc of history towards truth and justice. Let's go!
Hokie!
Let's go! Let's go! You guys are awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Hannah, Tisha, and Dr. Edwards. I'd like to ask the members of your teams who are with us today to please come forward and join us on the stage. It's still a little slippery, so be careful. Please join me in saluting the members of the Flint Water Team. This year, the Virginia Tech Board of Visitors established a new university award. The Ut Prosum Scholar Award recognizes singular instances of the application of scholarship in truly extraordinary service to humanity. At this time, it gives me great pleasure to present the inaugural Virginia Tech Ut Prosum Scholar Awards to Dr. Mark Edwards and Dr. Mona Hanatisha. Thank you for your extraordinary work, and good luck in the future. And thanks Mark and Mona, for your inspirational words.
Kind of a difficult act to follow, but we'll proceed. It is my pleasure to announce this year's Alumni Distinguished Service Award recipients. These awards are presented annually to alumni who exhibit outstanding service to the university. It is my great honor to acknowledge two individuals who are recipients of these awards for 2016. Our first honoree is Ms. Jean D'Adamio. Jean, will you please come forward? Jean graduated with a bachelor's degree in French in 1975 and a master's of education degree in counseling in 1976. A year later, she was appointed to the Alumni Association Board of Directors, serving on the board for a total of 18 years. In 1985, she received a well-deserved Outstanding Alumna Award for her strong commitment to the university, a commitment which continues to this day. She retired from her position as a senior program manager at IBM in 2009 after a 33-year career in management, marketing, business transformation, and development. We are fortunate that she continues to employ her many skills in service to Virginia Tech, devoting much of her time to supporting and mentoring young women and advancing student leadership. She also lends her expertise to advisory boards for the Division of Student Affairs and for the College of Liberal Arts and Human Sciences. Virginia Tech is a way of life for her family, with Jean's husband Greg and their daughters Camille and Nicole all being graduates as well. Jean, we are deeply appreciative of your ongoing service and support. Thank you.
I said this last night at an awards dinner, just thank you from the bottom of my Hokie heart.
Thank you. Our second honoree is Mr. James Smith. Jim, will you please come forward? I think it's fair to say that James' Smith degree in chemistry in 1966 from Virginia Tech and his participation in the Corps of Cadets prepared him to develop the formula for both success and service. Following graduation, he went straight into a 38-year career with DuPont, which included a 2-year intermission that he spent on active duty with the United States Army. His outstanding record of service to Virginia Tech community includes membership on the Alumni Association Board of Directors, where he served as our president. He also served on the board of the Virginia Tech Foundation and the German Club Alumni Foundation, and on the Department of Chemistry Advisory Council. He has been a member of the Hokie Club for more than 30 years, and he and his wife Carolyn are members of the Ut Prosim Society. Jim also participates in his local community leadership program, numerous civic organizations, and he spent many years working with the Delaware Youth Soccer Programs, serving as president of the Northern Delaware Soccer League. It is an honor to recognize him for his exemplifying the spirit of Ut Prosim. Congratulations, Jim.
It is now my pleasure to announce the University Distinguished Achievement Award recipient. This award honors nationally significant achievement of enduring benefit to society. We honor these award recipients during commencement because they exemplify the university motto, Ut Prosim, that I may serve. They are an example to all of us, demonstrating how individual success can serve the broader good. Now I will ask the Rector of our Board of Visitors, Ms. Deborah Petrine, to join me for this presentation. On behalf of the University and the Board of Visitors, it is my pleasure to present our 2016 University Distinguished Achievement Award to Dr. Joseph DeSimone. Would you please come forward? Dr. DeSimone earned his PhD in chemistry from Virginia Tech in 1990. Today, he is the CEO and co-founder of Carbon, where he has advanced the science of three-dimensional printing into the manufacturing industry. During his distinguished career, he has published more than 300 scientific articles and has been issued 150 patents, with more than 100 patents still pending. He has received scores of major awards, and he's been elected to all three branches of the National Academies, something fewer than 20 individuals have achieved. Later this month, the President of the United States will present him with the National Medal of Technology and Innovation. Dr. DeSimone, congratulations on your achievements and your remarkable career of innovation and discovery. And now it is my great honor to announce the William H. Ruffner Medal recipient. The Ruffner Medal recognizes and honors those individuals whose enormous contributions and distinguished service to Virginia Tech rise above all others. It is the most prestigious honor our university confers. Our 2016 honoree is Ben Davenport. Mr. Davenport, would you please come forward? Mr. Davenport is alumnus of Virginia Tech, graduating with a bachelor's degree in business administration. He is currently the chairman of the First Piedmont Corporation, a regional waste management company. He's also the chairman of Davenport Energy, a petroleum product supplier. An established leader in business, he has also devoted considerable time and energy toward improving our communities. His support for Virginia Tech over the past 2 decades is nothing short of remarkable. And it is especially fitting that he received this award today, because he is a class ring namesake for the class of 2016. Mr. Davenport served 2 terms on the Virginia Tech Board of Visitors, including 2 years as rector. He's a member of the Virginia Tech Foundation Board of Directors, serving as chair for 4 years. He is the past chair of the Virginia Tech Carilion School of Medicine Board of Directors. He has also served on the Pamplin Advisory Council. He was a critical leader in establishing the Institute for Advanced Learning and Research in Danville, and a strong supporter of Virginia cooperative education. We greatly appreciate his advocacy for higher education funding from the Commonwealth of Virginia. In addition to giving his time and leadership skills, he has generously provided philanthropic support for the university. His service to the university is marked by many milestones. One in particular stands out to me. Mr. Davenport was rector in 2005 when the Board of Visitors adopted the Virginia Tech Principles of Community. Those principles, reaffirmed by the board in 2014, are an ongoing source of guidance and strength. The principles of community, along with our motto at Prosum and our commitment to inclusion and diversity through Conclusive VT, provide the underpinning for our vision of Virginia Tech's future as a leading global land-grant institution. Mr. Davenport, thank you for your ongoing leadership and support of the Virginia Tech community. Thank you, Ben. I should learn last night. We do have to sleep with it, you know.
I understand.
As graduates, you are about to receive something very special. A degree from Virginia Tech represents hard work and commitment. It represents the experiences you've gained, not just in the classroom and lab, but in life. You have acknowledged our principles of community and demonstrated your willingness to serve the public good, to work for something greater than yourself, and to seek a path that improves the lives of others. A Virginia Tech degree is earned, and we do not treat honorary degrees lightly. In the 145-year history of this university, we have only granted 7. Today we will grant the 8th. The first degree I will confer this morning goes to a student who has exemplified the principles of hard work, honor, integrity, community, and prosum since his admission to Virginia Tech in 1953. Irving Linwood Pedrew III was the first black student admitted to Virginia Tech and the first admitted to an all-white four-year public institution in the 11 former states of the Confederacy. Regretfully, he was not treated well. Mr. Pedrew was not permitted to live on campus or eat in the cafeteria with other students. He was a member of the Corps of Cadets, yet had to walk a mile to campus every morning, regardless of the weather, carrying his uniform and changing clothes in another cadet's room. He suffered social isolation and pervasive discrimination on our campus and in the surrounding community. He did not have to come to Virginia Tech. He was an honors student recruited by colleges all around the country. He knew he would face hardship, exclusion, and discrimination here. He chose to come anyway, and for 3 years, he kept coming back. 3 years of isolation and accumulated injustices weighs heavily. His treatment here ultimately compelled him to continue his studies on the West Coast and join the workforce there. That was not his choice. We failed him. But Irving Pedrew succeeded. He set an example of strength and character. He set out to create a path for others to follow, and they did. He wanted to make a difference in this community, the Commonwealth, and the nation, and he has. This is the essence of what a Virginia Tech degree should represent: service, honor, commitment, meaningful and diverse experiences that empower you to use your knowledge to make a difference in the spirit of it prosum. No one here today is more deserving of this degree than Irving Linwood Pedrew, and it is long overdue. Mr. Pedrew, would you please come forward? I also ask that Ms. Petrine, Rector of our Board, and General Fullhart, Commandant of Cadets, join me in this presentation. Mr. Pedrew, this degree honors your work, your spirit, and your support of the university. It also signifies our deep regret for what you experience and our recognition of the need to significantly advance inclusion and diversity at Virginia Tech. Mr. Pedrew, with the power vested in me by the Board of Visitors, I confer upon you the honorary Bachelor of Science degree in Electrical Engineering, to which you are entitled, with all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities pertaining thereto. Please join me in congratulating Irving Pedrew and thanking him for his service to Virginia Tech. I now call upon the University Provost, Dr. Thanasis Rakakis, to assist with the conferral of degrees.
Good afternoon, graduates. You survived your last large lecture hall lecture. So we now turn the whole thing about you, which is what we're here about. but I have a major announcement to make before we turn it to all about you. About Monday, we knew that it was going to be raining on Friday. So being that we are Hawkeyes and we know how to serve and we know how to collaborate, we got our engineers together with our climatologists and our communication people, and we came up with an amazing magical device that kept the rain away. We call it the double secret VT cone of rain. All right. And it's working way better than the one in the movie. You're noticing this, right? In today's ceremony, we will award 46 associate degrees, approximately 4,703 baccalaureate degrees, and 116 Doctor of Veterinary Medicine degrees. I think those are the bad folks. Virginia Tech also holds a full commencement for those eligible to participate upon the completion of summer and fall sessions. The degree candidates today include students who have completed requirements during the spring semester of 2016. Each college of the university will provide an opportunity for parents and guests to see their candidates for associate and bachelor degrees receive their diplomas. In ceremonies held yesterday, our graduate degrees were awarded. And I will now ask our Vice President and Dean for Graduate Education, Dr. Karen DePoe, to tell us about the ceremonies.
Good afternoon. In our graduate ceremony yesterday, we awarded over 300 Doctor of Philosophy and Doctor of Education degrees. In the ceremony, these individuals were hooded and presented with their diplomas. We also conferred 5 education specialist degrees, 98 grad certificates, and 935 master's degrees. Please join me in a round of applause in recognition of our graduate students.
Thank you, Dr. DePoe. All right. This evening, the Virginia Maryland Regional College of Veterinary Medicine will hood and present diplomas to 116 very loud students of its 33rd class. At this time, Dr. Cyril Clark, Dean of the College, will present candidates for Doctor of Veterinary Medicine for the official conferral of those degrees. Dr. Clark.
Will representative candidates for the Doctor of Veterinary Medicine degree please rise? Mr. President, I have the honor to present the candidates for the Doctor of Veterinary Medicine degree in the College of Veterinary Medicine.
With the power vested in me by the Board of Visitors and the Commonwealth of Virginia, and upon the recommendation of the faculty, I confer upon you the Doctor of Veterinary Medicine degrees to which you are entitled, with all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities pertaining thereto.
Thank you. Please be seated, but keep your spirits up. There you go. I would now like to acknowledge those candidates for bachelor's degrees who will graduate with distinction and who can be identified by the white sashes. Will those honors graduates please rise to be recognized? Congratulations. Please be seated. The deans will now present their candidates for undergraduate degrees. Dean Alan Grant will present the candidates for associate and bachelor degrees in the College of Architecture, not architecture yet, sorry, in the College of Agriculture and Life Sciences. Dr. Grant.
Will all candidates for associate and bachelor's degrees in the College of Agriculture and Life Sciences please rise? Mr. President, I have the honor to present the candidates for associate and bachelor's degrees in the College of Agriculture and Life Sciences. Please be seated.
Congratulations. Dean Jack Davis will present the candidates for bachelor's degrees in the College of Architecture and Urban Studies. Dr. Davis.
Will all candidates for bachelor's degrees in the College of Architecture and Urban Studies please rise? Mr. President, I have the honor to present the extraordinary candidates for bachelor's degrees in the College of Architecture and Urban Studies. Please be seated.
Congratulations. Dean Robert Sumikrust will present the candidates for bachelor's degrees in the Pamplin College of Business. Dr. Sumikrust.
Will all candidates for bachelor's degrees in the Pamplin College of Business please rise? President Sands, I have the honor to present candidates for bachelor's degrees in the Pamplin College of Business. Please be seated.
Congratulations. Dr. Richard Benson, for the last time, will present the candidates for bachelor's degrees in the College of Engineering.
Will all candidates for bachelor's degrees in the College of Engineering please rise? President Sands, I have the honor to present these candidates for bachelor's degrees in the College of Engineering. Congratulations. Please be seated.
Very distinctive engineers, happy and loud, not nerdy. Good for you. Dean Elizabeth Spiller will present the candidates for bachelor degrees in the College of Liberal Arts and Human Sciences. Dean Spiller.
Will all candidates for bachelor's degrees in the College of Liberal Arts and Human Sciences please rise? Mr. President, I have the honor to present the candidates for bachelor's degrees in the College of Liberal Arts and Human Sciences. You may be seated.
Congratulations. Dean Paul Winnesdorfer will present the candidates for bachelor degrees in the College of Natural Resources and the Environment. Dean Winnesdorfer.
Will all candidates for the bachelor's degree in the College of Natural Resources and Environment, the #1 ranked college in America, please rise? President Sands, I have the honor to present the candidates for the bachelor's degrees from the College of Natural Resources and Environment. Please be seated. Congratulations.
Paul is a typical VT-shaped individual. He also has a degree in communications and marketing. Good job, Paul. All right. Dean Lenam Chang will present the candidates for bachelor degrees in the College of Science. Dean Chang. Also for the last time, by the way, after 15 years of great service.
Will all candidates for the bachelor's degree in the College of Science please stand? Mr. President, I have the honor to present to you the candidates for the bachelor's degree in the College of Science. Because you're so special, please remain standing while we continue to applaud your achievement.
All right, I'm going to need your help on this last part. I am seeing a bunch of amazing young people in Lane Stadium about to take the field of life, and achieve amazing things. What do we do in Lane Stadium? I need a prop for this. What we do when we're about to celebrate these young people who are about to achieve amazing things, we stand up for the last time. Stand up. All right. Mr. President, I present to you the university candidates for associate and bachelor degrees.
So how about we make this official? With the power vested in me by the Board of Visitors of the Commonwealth of Virginia, and upon the recommendation of the faculty, I confer upon you the associate and bachelor's degrees to which you are entitled, with all rights, privileges, and responsibilities pertaining thereto. You may now signify your new status by moving your tassel from the right side of your mortarboard to the left and turning your class ring. Congratulations. Now, as we conclude our 2016 Spring Commencement program, I want to say a special word of thanks to conductor Jonathan Caldwell and the Symphonic Wind Ensemble, and to Ms. Jessica Vance for their performances today. Our appreciation is also extended to the Corps Cadets Color Guard, whose participation adds to the dignity and tradition of these commencement exercises. We are also grateful for the valuable assistance of the faculty marshals and ushers who have volunteered to assist with today's ceremony. Thank you. On behalf of the faculty and staff of your proud alma mater, I wish today's graduates every success. I hope you will return often to campus in your new status as Virginia Tech alumni. Now, Ms. Caitlin Wilkinson, Vice President of the Class of 2016, will offer closing reflections, after which our ceremony will be concluded and our academic session will come to a close. After her remarks, please remain standing at your seats until the stage party has recessed from the field.
As I stand up here, the final voice of many you've heard throughout this ceremony, I look out at all of you, classmates, friends, neighbors, fellow Hokies, and now Virginia Tech alumni, and I see an energy. I see people that have come together through necessity, through hardship, friendship, love, the purest happiness, and a lot of chicken parm, and have created an energy that has made this place and this experience the great treasures that they are. When we leave Virginia Tech, it is not the dining halls we will miss the most. It isn't studying until 2 a.m. or slices of pizza the size of our faces, no matter how great they may taste at midnight. It isn't even Lane Stadium on a warm Saturday in October that we will miss the most. It's each other. It's the togetherness we felt in our suffering at the Math Tempo, or that we felt as we held each other while watching our team beat Ohio State. It is the understanding that, no matter what, through thick and thin, we were all in it together, that we will miss the most when we move on to the next chapter in our lives. Over the next few years, life will separate us. By its very nature, life will keep on going, and if you let it, life will swallow up and dissipate the energy that we, the class of 2016, have worked hard to create and come to hold so dearly. Today, at this pivotal spot between our past and our future, all I can ask is that you fight for that energy. Hold it close in your heart and in your memory. Write it down and call your friends just for fun to remind them of who you were right now, of what mattered most to you, of the togetherness that changed us all. Virginia Tech has given us the greatest gift of all by bringing us together. With effort and care, that gift of a shared experience as Hokies will continue to give for the rest of our lives. No matter what direction life may take you, hold on, even if just in your memories, to the person you are today and the people who helped push you to become who you are, the people that created a perfect U-shaped space for you to grow into. For it is each of us together as Hokies, all unique pieces of a greater whole, that have made these 4 years feel like the blink of an eye, that have helped each other reach such outstanding heights. So, class of 2016, congratulations. Check off number 72 on the Hokie bucket list and go Hokies.